Narc alert, red flag flying, number 3. A further red flag that you should know about, and moreover pay heed to, is that of us being all over your social media. It is quite obvious that technology has proven to be a particularly useful assistant to our kind, and perhaps one form in which it manifests above all others has proven especially useful. That form of technology is social media, whether it is Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, or Facebook. Social media really is a wonderful weapon for our kind. Whether it is using social media as a hunting ground to locate our targets and then gathering information about the target from their online footprint, social media provides us with considerable assistance. Social media enables us to extend our reach beyond places it could not go in the past. It allows us to reach new and more targets. It allows us to gather fuel much more readily and provides an ideal method of sucking our victims back in through the application of the hoovers. Social media is a dangerous and fearsome weapon in our hands, and there is actually considerable value in you avoiding social media altogether. There is, however, one good thing which arises from our use of social media when interacting with you, and that is that it provides you with a red flag to notice and act on. In this instance, I'm not referring to the messages that might be conveyed through social media as private messengers or on Messenger, nor the fact that we use it to gather a lot of information from it to use in our seduction of you. No, this red flag concerns the fact that we will be all over your social media, commenting, liking, sharing, retweeting. We will be like a rash that spreads across your posts, across your photographs, your comments and your tweets. You will notice that we are a follower, that we have sent a friend request. We will be here and there and everywhere. You will log on to find that we have liked nearly everything, sometimes absolutely everything that you have posted. You will find a comment on each of your photographs along the lines of, "You look so beautiful, kiss, kiss, kiss," or "Great picture, I love your smile in this one," or "Cannot wait until our first holiday together, smiley emoji, love heart emoji, kiss, kiss, kiss." The invasion of your social media by us is because we feel entitled to comment and post, since in such an instance you are likely to be the intimate partner secondary source candidate, or you are now the primary source. And thus, since you belong to us, our sense of entitlement is such that we can comment on anything and everything. This is also in part the strategy, again an instinctive one to the lesser and mid-range narcissist, of monopolizing your time. By such monopolization of your time, we are looking to bind you to us and keep other competing interests at bay. Furthermore, our lack of or very poor boundary recognition means that we do not see that trampling all over your social media as something that should not be done. It is not picked up on, or if we recognise that there might be some complaint about it, of course, our narcissism justifies to us the basis for doing this. It forms that basis of entitlement. There's a reason, an explanation as to why we've done it. And of course, particularly in the case of the mid-range narcissist, Any suggestion that what is being done is somehow wrong will be met by bewilderment, head shaking, and in some cases, outright indignation. All I'm doing is being pleasant. All I'm doing is writing nice comments. What's wrong with that? Why are you being so horrible? Why are you being so difficult? All I'm trying to do is be friendly. Naturally, it is unusual for there to be an adverse response to this proliferation of comments on your social media at this stage of the seduction, because you will invariably not know what you're dealing with, and moreover, your emotional thinking will cause you to regard it as a good thing, and hence that results in you continuing to accept this gross invasion and transgression of your boundaries through this repeated posting across all of your social media. We post all over your social media for the following reasons. Number 1, to make you feel special, so you are bound to us more tightly. 2, to demonstrate to others that you belong to us, and therefore they should not interfere in any way with our hold over you. 3, to cause you to give us fuel when you respond to all of this attention that we are giving you. Understand that the narcissist doesn't actually like what you've posted. The narcissist thinks that he or she likes it, but what is actually happening is the narcissism is just driving this behaviour, which is instinctive in the case of the lesser and mid-range narcissist, to achieve a gain for the narcissist, i.e. to bind you, to keep others at bay, to provoke, in a pleasant way, the provision of fuel by you. We also post all over your social media for these following reasons. Number 4, to create a device which can then be withdrawn during devaluation by failing to comment on anything you post or tweet anymore. And this stands out to you considerably and becomes upsetting in itself. Number 5, to create something that you will then look back on repeatedly when we have disengaged from you. How many times, listeners, have you gone back to text messages received from the narcissist during those heady days of seduction, reread them, and wished that this was still the ongoing situation? How many times have you been urged to delete all of those messages, but you failed to do so, clinging onto them as reminders of a golden era that you just want to get back to? By creating such comments all over your social media, this is something that the narcissist instinctively is doing to create a further benefit in due course. It takes a tremendous amount of effort, because you have to overcome your emotional thinking, for you to eradicate all trace of us from your social media presence. And often, you just do not even end up bothering, because of the effort it takes, but moreover, because your emotional thinking prevents you from doing it. Accordingly, there will always be a reminder present to you of the golden period that we had with you, and therefore this allows us to maintain ever-presence. Number 6, it is done to flush out any competition who might respond to our comments in any way, so that we can instinctively identify who this competing interest is, smear them, evade them, make sure that they are kept away from you. If you consider the real-life equivalent of this behaviour, it is as if I am walking down the street with you and giving a thumbs up to absolutely everything that you say. It is as if I am taking lots of photographs of you and showing off the printed ones to other people, and then explaining to them every single time how wonderful, how beautiful you are, over and over again. It is similar to me walking into your house and attaching post-it notes all over the place, commenting on how large your television is, how shiny your kettle is, and what a lovely view you have from the front window. Yellow post-it notes plastered all around, with comments and observations scrawled over them. You would regard that clearly is unusual behaviour, and you most certainly would think twice about being involved with somebody who behaved in this manner. Yet, you fail to do so when it happens on social media, yet you should. When somebody does this to your social media presence, it is a red flag. It is invasive and indicative of the mindset of a narcissistic individual who regards you purely as an extension of him or herself and amounts to another red flag. It, of course, taps into your empathic traits of being a love devotee. All of these gushing comments accord with your idea of how love ought to be. And therefore your emotional thinking seizes on this for the purposes of causing you to fail to pay heed to this particular red flag. It also accords with your empathic trait of decency. How pleasant is it? How nice is it to receive these messages? And, because you are well-mannered and polite, that you would respond to them in a favourable fashion. Your emotional thinking seizes on this and causes you to regard it as a good thing, a polite thing, something that you should deal with in a pleasant and responsible way in order to maintain it and not to offend the individual concerned. Where we plaster the likes and comments all over your social media, be warned, this is a red flag of a narcissist.